I live in Madbury. My husband has younger onset Alzheimer's disease. My mother's 88. She also has Alzheimer's disease. She lives with me. I'm one of 65,000 Alzheimer's caregivers here in the state of New Hampshire. Alzheimer's disease receives $586 million in research funding through the NIH, while Medicare and Medicaid will spend $153 billion this year caring for people with Alzheimer's. By 2050, it's projected 28 million baby boomers will have Alzheimer's. We need a commitment of $2 billion a year in funding to cure this disease. I understand firsthand the pain and financial toll that this takes on people across the country as well as our government. So my question is to you is, what will you do to ensure this devastating disease as well as the potential bankruptcy to Medicare and Medicaid get the attention they so
Well, you raised
deserve?
a great point. Actually, somebody asked me about that earlier today, and in a private meeting, and you're exactly on point. In Florida, we see a lot of it. In my own family, we've seen it. And there's two aspects to it. There are people that are currently afflicted, and the impact that it provides on caregivers, the impact that it has on the people caring for them, which is incredibly debilitating financially and otherwise, not to mention emotionally. And so we do need to look at how we provide for that, in particular make it easier for families to have flex time at work or whatever it may be to be able to care for their loved ones who are being impacted by this, especially if they're on institutions that were, at some point before they need to be institutionalized in some cases. I had an aunt that passed away in her 90s that had Alzheimer's for 14 years. And for the last 5 years of her life, she had to be in an institutional setting. But the years before that, it was really difficult on her daughter. So we do need to take a closer look at how we reform the programs to work better. The research component is critical. I mean, we have to give it the priority that we gave HIV/AIDS, that allowed us to make real progress on it. And as I said, we probably haven't spent enough time on that issue in Washington or across the country. In the Florida legislature, we actually passed and created the Byrd Center for Alzheimer's Research. It's had mixed results, but it's the only way we're going to have any sort of solution to this is a Manhattan Project style focus on something that has a debilitating impact in the long term. As more people retire, and evidence tells us the older someone is, it's not just Alzheimer's, it's a broad range of dementia that will impact people at some point if they live long enough. And we have to be able to deal with that, and we quite frankly have not made sufficient advances today. There are very few care options available. We treat the symptoms of Alzheimer's, but we really have made very little progress in curing it or understanding even potential prevention strategies. You raise a great point. I wish we need to spend more time on it.
Right here, Senator.